On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
Study
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
the best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Former great U.S. congressman for the better part of 4 decades in Homeland Security. He's done it all, and he basically runs Long Island. So LaPetri wants to win. It's all about King. And who's my friend now running against Laura Gillen? I like this. What's her name again? I like her. Well, she was in
Janine Driscoll.
Yeah, Driscoll. Pete, you're basically in charge of, like, all the politicians on Long Island, yes? You're like the Godfather.
No, Joe Cairo is the man. Don't get me in trouble. Joe Cairo is the man. I've known Joe for 50 years. He's the guy that brought the Republican Party back. He's on top of it all. I jump in every now and then when he asks me to, but no, Joe's the man. Joe's the man.
How do we look in those two races, specifically Driscoll and LaPetri? I think LaPetri's coming on next week. How do we look in those two races moving forward?
Yeah, I actually lived in Janine's district, so besides knowing her a long time, I live in her district. I think she's got a real shot. I'm going all out with her. I think if she really is developing a very strong local following where if her end of town, which is right near New York City, unfortunately, and she spreads out east, she's doing a great job. She really resonates with working people. She got 4 or 5 kids. Her son's a cop. She's been active for years. So I think Janine really represents the taxpayers of Long Island, of the South Shore especially. Michael Petrie, the last time around he ran, there was very, very little attention on his race. All the money and effort went into Anthony D'Esposito's race, and that race was conceded to Tom Suozzi. It ended up being like a 2-point victory only for Suozzi. So there's a question if we had done more for Michael Petrie, he would have won that. So now he's off and running. He also had a 2-year head start from the night he lost until now. He's been going full steam and raising money, going door to door, up and down the streets, everywhere. Michael Petrie is a real hustler, a real hardworking guy. So I think we can take both of those seats back. We really do. But I got to tell you something, Sid. Last night I was out to dinner with Rosemary, Melissa and Lance, Bill Flanagan, Natalie, good friends of mine, at Caramia Restaurant in Seaford. Everything was going great. And this woman comes up to me and she goes, "I love you. I voted for you every time you're in Congress. You're absolutely outstanding. But I really love Sid Rosenberg." That ruined my whole night.
It happens.
And Rosemary wouldn't let me forget it.
Pete, it happens to you. If I'm wrong, because I know you, it must happen to you 4 or 5 times a week. Let's be honest.
I hate it. Yes, it is true. So the woman, with that, I turned my back and tried to walk away, and Rosemary's laughing. It was terrible. Ruined my whole night.
Well, you know what? For what it's worth, your county specifically, if I ran for office, I'd win. I'm very popular. I go to events for Mazi Pilip. I go to events for Bruce Blakeman. Initially, when and Bruce Blakeman admits this, he gives me a majority of the credit for beating Laura Curran the first time. I would go out there, Pete, as you know, to actually for him and for Ann Donnelly, the great district attorney. And they would come out in big numbers. So, listen, I work in Nassau County. The fans like me because they are the real Americans. Not every one of them is a MAGA person, not all big President Trump people, but those are the real Americans. That's why I resonate in that county.
Well, you saw that when you went to Officer Diller's funeral. You know, the American flags were everywhere. The blue ribbons were everywhere. And so it really is patriotic. Like in Massapequa, you were there. They were handing out water bottles to people. I mean, it was just so patriotic. So, no, it's great community, all of them. You're down the line, Seaford, Belmore, Wantor, and then where Janine lives, right on the edge of New York City. They are very, very Republican. For one, they are anyway. But secondly, they just look across the street and they see what can happen, you know, with New York City. So we're in good. Joe Cara's brought it all together. The thing is, it was always there. It started to slip a bit, and then when Bruce won in 2021 and Ann Donnelly won in 2021, Pat Ryder being the police commissioner, all of that is really what guys like you and the people in Belle Harbor love. I mean, it's very patriotic, very pro-cop, very pro-military, and they even when they have differences here or there with the country, they would never, ever, ever think of burning American flags.
Oh, God, no.
Being anything disrespectful about the government.
Never.
They love America.
Oh, they do. No, it's only one place that seems a little confused as of late. The kids are running wild. I had this conversation with Bruce Blakeman last week, and then I find out the same place, no one actually signed up to run for mayor. Bayville, what is going on in Bayville? They don't have a mayor. The kids are running wild. What's going on?
Yeah, that is way up north. I represented Bayville for a while years ago. I don't know. It's sort of remote from Nassau County. I really can't speak to what's happening. I can't believe they don't have a candidate for mayor. I mean, how crazy can you get? And we do have these, let's face it, sporadic instances of violence break out with kids, whether it's cars, whatever. But the thing is, the cops go in. Pat Ryder takes care of that. We've never had anything get out of control. And if there is like one bad night, you're not going to have the second and third bad night. I mean, that's I've gone to all the demonstrations against ICE and everything. Basically, they set the firm rules. You can demonstrate here, you cross the line, you're getting locked up. And it worked. I mean, there was with all the anti-Kings rally and anti-ICE rally and everything they were doing, nothing ever got out of control in Nassau County because they know that the Nassau police with Pat Ryder and Bruce Blakeman standing behind him. Pat doesn't have to worry that if the slightest thing goes wrong, the county executive is going to come down on him. This isn't like New York City where Jessica Tisch has to constantly be concerned about what the politicians are going to say. No, Pat has basically a free hand to do what he has to do, and Bruce supports the cops all the way.
And that's why it works so well. Talking about Bruce, Hochul's out there bragging about her anti-ICE legislation. Holman says, lady, take it easy. I'm coming in. Gun, big barrels. I'm bringing in more ICE people than you ever saw in the state of New York. And she's freaking out, and Mom Donnie's freaking out. So she's had a rough couple of days. And Blakeman was at the Knick game, I know, Game 3. I did see President Trump, which was very, very nice. I don't know what he's doing today, but he's out there every day and canvassing the whole state. I've heard people say, well, I need to see Bruce more in the northern. He's there all the time. He's doing an amazing job, actually, still performing his duties as a Nassau County executive, but at the same time campaigning to be the next governor. And he is gaining on all these latest polls. He is down to double digits. At one point, he was down by 26 when we initially started polling this race. So right now, it is Bruce Blakeman that has the momentum, not Kathy Hochul. He seems very confident. We talk like you, Pete. I think Blakeman and I talk just about every day, and he is very confident he'll be the next governor here in the state of New York.
He was that way in 2021, and people were saying, where's Bruce? He's not doing enough. He's down by 15 points. Laura Curran can't lose. And she was, by the way, a popular county executive. Unlike Kathy Hochul, Laura Curran did have a lot of support. I mean, there were people who really liked her, but Bruce had to turn that around. And right till the end, I would say the day before election, the geniuses were still saying Bruce couldn't win. Well, he won because he just kept going, and he built support everywhere. And the people who say they haven't seen him, open their eyes. He's everywhere. He's upstate. He's downstate. He's out in Nassau County, Suffolk County, the 5 boroughs. And, again, this is a big, big state, but he's there, and he keeps going and going, and he doesn't get discouraged. And not only are Bruce's numbers going up, more importantly, Kathy Hochul's numbers, as far as I know, every poll I've seen, she's still under 50%. And if you're the incumbent and you've been in office 5 years and you can't even get half the people of the state to say they want to vote for you, you're in trouble. Those are votes that are there for Bruce to get, and he's working as hard as he can to get them. And I'm confident he's going to get them.
So I'd be remiss if I did not bring up foreign policy with you. You're as good as it gets, Peter. I know you just heard my conversation with John Solomon. You've been listening to me every day for a long time, and I made no bones about it. You know how much I love Trump, but I get people in here, and they're telling me about Scott Bessent, and we're strangling them, and it's going to work. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't see it. I wanted Trump to light the skies up. You know that, Pete. I was adamant about it 2 months ago. So I keep saying, come on. You can strangle them financially. They don't care. They don't care if their people go hungry. The guys that are in charge, they're eating fine. Some of them may be in trouble. They flee to Afghanistan. But for the most part, the guys in charge, they're fine. There's only one way to end this. It's not by strangling them economically. We got to blow the doors off. I've been saying it for months. Solomon thinks the time is now. What do you think?
I do. I think, and I'm trying not to be critical here, I think President Trump underestimated Iran. In that Iran is not Venezuela. It's not Armenia or Azerbaijan. These are fanatics. They will fight and fight and fight. They've been planning for this for years. They've been defending against it, preparing their defenses for years. And it's not a real estate deal, and it's not dealing with countries like Venezuela. And he's got to
hold on. When you say it's not a real estate deal, and you know I love you. To me, that sounded like a veiled shot at Steve Witkoff.
It's not veiled. It's a shot. What he's doing there. Does he have any idea of Middle Eastern history or what's going on?
No.
Because in there, it's not a deal to be made with Iran. It has to be subjugation. They have to realize that they're going to be destroyed and they've absolutely nothing left. These aren't people that you can, split the difference with. It's not like, trading 58th Street for 59th Street or one hotel for another. This is blood and guts. These are animals, these people over there. Those people now the average Iranian, the Persian, they're excellent people. A lot of them have come to Nassau County, and they've done a phenomenal job, especially in areas like Great Neck, which used to be 90% Democrat. It's now Republican because the Persian community moved in there. They're great. But the leadership, the IRGC, those Ayatollahs, they are not just, they're madmen, but they're not. They have crazy ideas, but they will do everything. They're smart. They will do everything they can to stay in power, and you can't threaten them. They don't care if the whole country starves.
No.
And even they're willing to starve for a while. This isn't like a guy like Maduro who was just trying to build up money and power for himself. These people are committed to a deadly evil cause, starting with the fact they hate Israel, they hate Jews, and they hate Western civilization. And that's why we have to be careful. Listen, I agree with Bibi Netanyahu. Even if I didn't, the fact is we're not living in that lousy neighborhood. They're the ones who live next to murderers and killers.
Yep.
So every time we take strong action in Iran, which we should, well, the first ones to bear the brunt of that are the Israelis. Yeah. So Netanyahu's got to do what he has to do.
He has to.
Not because he's Netanyahu, but he's doing it to protect his country, just like we would. If you said if Brooklyn were attacked, or Cincinnati were attacked, or Long Island were attacked, or if let's say the Mexican cartel started firing across the border, we'd bomb the hell out of Mexico.
That's right. That's right. But we expect Bibi to he's a bad guy according to Cory Booker. And I'll tell you something else, Pete, and this I know for a fact. There was a time, and the Israelis still love President Trump. They love him like I do. They love him in big numbers, but his popularity in Israel is starting to go down. I mean, I speak to all these people there. They're like, they need Iran to be decapitated because, as you said, Cincinnati's not in trouble. Portland's not in trouble. Anytime anybody takes action against Iran, people die in Tel Aviv. So they're counting on us to finally cut the head off of this monster. And every time President Trump elects not to bomb, and we'll talk to them, Israelis are also losing their patience. So not only is Trump frustrating some Americans, but his overwhelming popularity in Israel is starting to wane just a bit.
Yeah, that's why I think he has to go out. Listen, I don't have the inside information John Solomon may have. I'm not down there anymore. But if we have that type of weaponry, do it and do it. And listen, if any country is going to cut back on civilian casualties, it's going to be us. But the thing is, war is war. And whatever we have to do to destroy the IRGC, go in there, use it all. And don't say, okay, let's hold it off for another few weeks. You don't hold it off until they're dead. That's when you hold it off.
That is such a great job, Pete. One of your best performances ever. Thank you for this. And
I'm still in a bad mood because of that woman last night.
No.
I'm taking it out on you. My God.
Yeah, well, it's going
to. I don't. Okay, here you go.
It's going to happen again tonight. Pete, I love you. Great job. Great
go to
job.
Your watch party. Okay, good enough. Bye.
I may go to the watch party. As Pete just said, he's funny. He listens all morning. I love Pete King. I really do.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?